Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily and timely tarot oracle reading, Tattletales from Tales from the Vector. This is a collective or general reading. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. So be advised that because it's a general or collective reading, parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Also, the information could be coming from the past, present, or future. If you are seeing this video, it's at the most timely, perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's quite some time since it's been posted, go back and take a look at what was going on in your life when it was posted, and it could give you a lot of valuable information about what's going on here. So I already did shuffle the cards, but I just wanted to give them a quick cut and shuffle, and we'll start the reading with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is sitting on her throne. She's one of 4 queens in the minor arcana of the tarot deck. And she is very focused on this pentacle. This is earth energy. This is about abundance on the earth, and like in 3D. And it's health, wealth, happiness, and of course part of that is having the coin to be able to function on the planet Earth these days. So she is all about, she prefers quality over quantity. She's known for her resourcefulness. She can make something out of nothing, and like someone who's very reliable. You can trust her with, when she's in her right energy, you can trust her with your finances and to run a household, be like someone that is in their integrity. And so let's see what this is about. Oh, we have the 3 of Swords. I'm just going to double check. Yes, good that this is lined up properly for you to be able to see the whole reading. So the 3 of Swords has come up. And the 3 of Swords, I mean, it's pretty disturbing when you look at it. You think, whoa, there's a heart with 3 swords in it. Having said that, though, when you look at it again, you notice, hey, the heart is actually quite big compared to the swords. So they're more like pinpricks, that kind of energy. So sometimes this can be matters of love, of some hurt, or it can be, if you look at this, it looks like a cliff with a cloud, or is it a human with shoulders and the throat, and this is the head. So this can be about words that were spoken or that you haven't been able to speak, not being able to feel like you speak your truth, or like words that were hidden from you, secrets and that. And quite often this can also represent someone who has been in a relationship, like it's a heartache over something to do with love, and there was 3 people instead of 2 kind of energy. It also can talk about like a heart, because the swords represent your thoughts and also like your mental intelligence. This can represent the energy of having to make a heartbreaking decision. And there's a Fool going on the new journey. Now this card's coming in quite a bit because we are right on the between 2025 as I'm doing this reading. So 2025 was 2 + 2 + 5, a 9-year. And so we're not just moving from 1 year into the other, we're moving from a 9-year cycle, almost 10 years. So like almost a decade of energy. And we're moving into some brand new energy in 2026. So it's not just moving from 1 year to another. A lot of people are really feeling this urge to be on a new journey because of it. 2026, 2 + 2 + 6 is 10, and you break 10. 1 + 0 is a 1, so that makes it a 1 year. So we're beginning a whole new cycle of a different kind of energy moving into 2026. And so this is representing that, the 0 point here, and the Fool is on their journey. We have Temperance. So someone's been patient about going on a new journey, basically. So it's been a long time coming to be able to go on your journey. This is about pouring energy into yourself. This is talking about the energy is of devotion to your life path, and pouring your energy into that. So she's got 1 foot in the water, her right foot, and then she's got 1 foot grounded on land. So this is speaking, it's, you know, and some people also feel that this card represents an earth angel, someone that God sent down to earth with a mission, and they are here to make it happen. And so they got one foot in the spiritual waters and one foot on earth. This is talking about justice. So there was some sort of energy here, and now we have justice coming in. So justice is, you know, she's sitting on her throne, and this energy is talking about, you know, being in between two extremes, and good and, you know, it could be good and evil, bad and good kind of energy, negative, positive, that kind of energy, strong energy, weak energy. And this is also, the veil behind her is representing crossing the veil. So this can be about the spiritual world as well as the 3D world. So 5D and 3D, and justice coming in for both. That's the energy there. And we have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is a gift from the divine and also from the universe. And it's the sword of truth. And it's also can be a sword to, you know, there's an olive branch here and there's a palm frond. So it can be about wanting peace, but this is talking about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. That's the energy. And so because the sword, this is the sword of truth, and if you notice here, the person on the throne here has a sword in her hand, in her right hand, wielding this truth. So this has been long waited for this energy. Now you could be this temperance energy, or you could be, you know, the person that's bringing the justice in on the earth, but it's representing some form of justice being brought down on the spiritual realm as well as on earth. And then we have the Queen of Wands here. So the Queen of Wands is sitting on her throne. She is, we have two queens here now. This is the underlying energy for the entire reading. And this is, I'm building a pyramid here. So this bottom line is talking about the tools that you have to go on this new journey. And, you know, what are you going to do with those tools? So we've got the Queen of Wands energy here. The Queen of Wands is sitting on her throne, and she has that same kind of banner behind her because she is known for being very creative and being able to bring creative solutions in by using her logic as well as her intuition. And so she is kind of bringing in both worlds together at once. She's got this wand in her right hand, showing that she wants to take action with that. She can be very passionate. She's considered like very sexy and a natural beauty, and with a sunny disposition. She's holding a sunflower here, and that sunflower indicates like that she follows her divine path. And it's regarding God. God represents the sun, and the sunflower follows the sun. And this energy of the little black cat here is like showing like she really doesn't care what other people think about her. It doesn't concern her. She just you know, does what she feels is the right thing to do. And she, if she's following the sun, then she knows that she's going to be in the right place. So this little black cat, a lot of people won't get a black cat because they think they might be bad luck. And she doesn't believe in that. She uses her intuition to, with logic. She'll ask a question with her logic and then get an intuitive answer and then apply logic to that and put it into action, that kind of energy. This wand is also made of wood, so it's from the tree, and this represents ancestors and descendants. That's the energy of the veil. The people that have crossed the veil, and bringing that energy, this justice is for them also. That's what's coming up. And then we have, okay, standing your ground. And this is conviction beyond a doubt. You know what you know, and that's what you're going to do. And you're standing on high ground, and it's showing here like this person is willing to fight for what is in their heart's desires, and they're willing to stand their ground. Now they're wearing two different shoes here. There's a boot and a shoe. So this could be, and then there's all these other wands here. So these could be other people holding these wands. And this person is ready to battle if need be. And it looks like he was in a hurry and he put, two different shoes on. But this can also represent being in the spiritual and the logical and using that to fight your battles kind of energy. This can also represent, moving from 2025 into 2026 and being in two different worlds, like not, because we're not quite there yet when this energy is coming up. This is the 27th, so it's the day after Boxing Day kind of energy. And we have the full moon coming up on January 3rd. So it's that's where we're at. We have... what is it? It's the 27th, 28th. So this will be posted on the 28th. So 28th, 29th. Yeah, we've got like 4 days before the new year comes in. So a lot of this new energy, this desire to be moving into the new is coming up. Now, we still don't really know what this heartbreak was about, but there seems to be justice coming in because these are the only swords coming in. And the underlying energy is about pentacles and health and wealth and happiness. So it could be justice for the Queen of Wands, or it could be justice for the Queen of Wands, or this could represent the same person, different, and be telling the story about the Queen of Pentacles. We'll see as we go here. And also to keep in mind that all of the characters in the tarot are actually archetypes. So they represent masculine and feminine energy, not gender. So the queen could actually be a male in his feminine energy as well, the queens, and the fool could be female in their masculine energy. That kind of so just so that you're clear, it doesn't have to be the gender that's represented on the cards here. So the next line that we're going into, this is the tools that you have. And so you have God on your side, you have the universe on your side, you've been patient, you're on a new journey, there's been something heartbreaking happening, but the truth is coming in, and because of that, justice will be served. Whether it's for the Queen of Wands, it could be about the Queen of Wands, whatever it is, you are standing on your ground, and you know what you know, and now that you know what you know, you want justice, and that's the energy coming in. And here we have the Knight of Swords coming in now. So here's some more energy regarding the truth coming in. When the Knights come in, it shows that there's some sort of form of communication coming in. In the old days, the Knights would travel far and wide and deliver messages for royalty, for the king and queen. Sometimes they'd have to ride their horse all the way to another country and all the way back. So it was very, the knight is doing their best to get the information in as quickly as possible. And they're moving in this direction, so it's towards justice, and it's sitting on the Queen of Wands. So it could be justice about or for the Queen of Wands energy. We'll see what that is, whether or not that's the same person or not, and it's just showing those two qualities. We'll see. The Knight of Swords, in the old days, of course, they would all be male, but now it could be a female, and they're at least 21 years of age, and they started off as a page, and then they are offered knighthood when they're 21 if they are able to afford a horse and be good at what they do. Now he's got his sword up, but we can't see the point. Sometimes this can be like the information isn't all there, like it's not 100%. He doesn't have the information 100% because there's no point yet. And sometimes, like with all this red, it shows like someone that it could be like an energy of like really anger and anxious. Look at his horse. His horse is all stressed out, like it's been running. And they look like they're going against the wind. And when you look at the land here, it's pretty barren. So it could be, it's some sort of information. The Knight of Swords can be sometimes like an energy of thoughts coming in, or like that kind of, like it's about mental intelligence. It can represent someone coming in with information that has been collecting information, like through technology, or, like that kind of energy, and for courts. Like a lot of times this represents lawyers and politicians and that kind of energy, people who have authority. Okay, so now this is about fulfillment. Now we have some love here. Fulfillment is the marriage card that, you know, the tarot represents that card. This represents fulfillment. Like, you know, you have the castle, you know, your home is your castle, and you have the couple, and, you know, like all, like this is where you're heading to be able to have a family and have that fulfillment. But you have to go through the portal. And so this quite often represents the 1111 or 111 portal. And it's kind of like a synchronicities play out in the universe to send a message to you. And it's through your intuition. And it's what happens is you'll just start noticing, you'll know if you've gone through that portal, because you'll start noticing when you look at the clock, it'll be like, oh, it's 11:11 or it's 1:11. Or if you are driving in your car, you'll see license plate 111, you know, that kind of energy. And what it's saying is make sure that you are watching what your thoughts are about, because, and just, it's asking you to, hey, what are you thinking about right now? What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about what you want, or are you thinking about what you don't want? Because you need to focus on what you want if you want to have this fulfillment come in. Okay, because there's been definitely, okay, there's been some negative energy here. We have the Ten of Swords here. So the Ten of Swords is like someone who's really been stabbed in the back 10 times, like, and they're down, like they, you know, it was very aggressive. And this energy is, they're looking off into the distance though. And we just had on the 21st, and like this is the 27th, I'm doing this reading, we had the solstice. And so this card's been coming up a lot because the solstice represents like the longest night and the shortest day of the year on the 21st of December. And this energy now, we're moving, it's kind of representing there's light at the end of the tunnel. And that cycle is ending. Like this is a 10 card. And so this is about moving into, this is the end of the 9 cycle and moving into the brand new. Again, card has been coming up a lot. And sometimes this can be representing that whatever happened here, and it wasn't pretty, was a blessing in disguise on some level. And we'll look into it some more. How is this a blessing in disguise? But this figure has his hand in the form of a blessing, like the Hierophant does. And the Hierophant represents traditional structure and justice being served. Like it's like representing a judge, or, you know, like someone who has the authority in law and order on the three-dimensional as well as on the spiritual realm. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles coming in. So this is good news for the Pentacles. Now, the Pentacles, this card represents like your environment and how you have learned to give and take. And so this is representing someone, they've got their hand on 6 Pentacles, knowing that they have to be able to have enough for themselves. They have to make sure that they always have like this kind of ratio where they have 6 Pentacles and then there's 3 to play with, and those are behind them. So they'll invest the other 3 Pentacles with, you know, they might invest in others, you know, in family members, might help out charity, that kind of energy, or invest in new projects. But they always make sure that they have 6 that they keep for themselves, because they know that they need to be able to have that to be able to keep going forward in a strong way, so that they'll continually be able to empower others. Now this, you may have heard of Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla talked about, if you knew the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe. And this is that kind of energy, knowing, understanding that ratio. How much are you going to give and how much are you going to take? And keep in mind, the Pentacles do not just represent money. They represent your time, your energy. How do you invest? How much do you invest in yourself? How much do you invest in others? That kind of energy. And this is also sitting like on the Justice. So there's some justice needs to come in for the Queen of Pentacles, for sure. That's what this is saying. It's about Pentacles. And so this is like justice in, someone was stabbed in the back and they lost some pentacles. That's what's the energy's coming up. And it could be someone they were in a relationship with, in a commitment with, because that's on here. And this is sitting on the Truth. Now, this Queen of Wands could have been involved, and oh, this is the Queen of Pentacles, and there was a Queen of Wands involved in the three people. So she could have been the person that the Queen of Pentacles partner that she was in a commitment with cheated with the Queen of Wands, which makes sense because the Queen of Wands is considered the sexiest and a natural beauty, and just really, someone that people like to be around. She'd be someone you'd see it, out and about. She likes to socialize, that kind of energy. Now it's becoming more clear. Okay, and then we have this energy here. You see, there's 7 pentacles here, but there's 6 here are maybe the ones that she has her hand on. And then there's just 1 pentacle here at the feet, and that might be this pentacle. This might represent that maybe the Queen of Pentacles lost 6 pentacles, and she doesn't have her hand on them anymore, and she's only got this 1 pentacle, and it's there, and she's wondering, where did all my money go? Like, what happened here? Because this is someone who is looking with regret at all the work they put into something, and why is there only 1 pentacle here? And, do I want to even keep going like with this, or should I just take this new pentacle and I'm just going to have to start over again? That kind of energy. So let's see. And that's sitting right on the Fool on their journey. And then we have the Knight of Wands coming in. So the Knight of Wands is, you look at the difference between the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. You see the difference in the energy of the horses. He's got a red plume on his head, but he's not in a hurry so much. He might be in a hurry, but he has learned to rein his emotions in. He is passionate about what he's delivering here. He loves his, he's a very passionate person, and he loves his wand, right? So this sometimes represents a player, and it could represent that some action that he took that was, having to do with this, because it's sitting right on here. Whether or not that's the information coming in is about something that this Knight of Wands did, because it's causing the Queen of Pentacles to want to go on a new journey, and she had to make a heartbreaking decision. And this energy quite often is a bit of a player, can be, and because they like the mystery. This is a Sagittarius energy. It's a very they like new, they like adventure, they like to travel, they like to they like to have knowledge for the sake of knowledge, and they like to travel and to new countries and new cultures and experience new that kind of energy. And they're a rebel with a cause, but they have learned to, by the time they're a knight, they have learned to rein that passion and that energy in. So we'll see, what is this about? Judgment is being called. Okay. Right here. This is the Judgment. So it has something to do with the rebel with a cause, and this 3 instead of 2 energy, setting someone on a new journey. So this is the tools that you have right now, and this is the obstacles that you come up against. And so this energy, there's some truth that's coming in here regarding this marriage, this commitment, having to do with the Queen of Wands. That's coming up now. And there was some serious backstabbing that caused the Queen of Pentacles to lose some pentacles, and wondering if it's time to move on. That might be the heartbreaking decision. Judgment is being called both from a high, from the spiritual realm all the way down to the physical. And this energy could also be, this kind of money is generational wealth. It's a legacy. It's a lot of money. It's not just a little bit of money. So the ancestors are not going to be happy until this judgment comes through and this Queen of Pentacles gets her money back. That's the energy. That they're coming out of the box, and they're talking. They want justice. They're opening Pandora's box. Skeletons are crawling out of the closet, kind of energy. They are determined that judgment comes through regarding this rebel with a cause, pentacles that are missing, and someone going on a new journey, whether or not that's the Queen of Pentacles or not. This is like 9 of Pentacles is just one away from 10 Pentacles. Like it's the most you can have. So it's you know, a lot of money, and it would have been money passed down from, you know, like old money, that kind of energy. And then we have the King of Swords coming in. So yeah, this can be quite often about legal matters. And the King of Swords is like someone that he's well respected for his good judgment. Like he uses his sword, his mental intelligence, and he is usually an authority figure, quite often in the law, you know, in matters of law, like someone that would be like a prosecutor, someone, a speaker, someone like that, you know, uses his voice, like lawyers and politicians, that kind of energy, people that are in charge. And he understands words very well, and he's very good at using words. So he understands that words can be used as weapons, and they can also, you know, that talk can be cheap, and that actions do speak louder than words. So this is someone coming in quite often. It's more like prosecution, and the judge would be more like the figure of justice or the Hierophant coming in. So we'll see here. It could be someone like that. And so this energy is, I feel like it's sitting, someone's been waiting, maybe the ancestors have been waiting for this justice to come through. And that this energy could be this Queen of Pentacles, because the Pentacles are sitting right on this card also. And this is Sagittarius energy, and this is Sagittarius energy. So some action was taken against the Earth Angel to cause all this money to be lost. And this could be a Sagittarian that was responsible for it. That's the energy coming in. So it's talking about that. Like also there was a new moon in Sagittarius on 19th, 20th of December. So some information, the information coming in could be regarding, you know, quite often when the moons are around, that's when a lot of this kind of action, 3 days before and 3 days after a new moon and a full moon, especially with the full moon, you notice the energy. And here we have the Ace of Pentacles coming in. So this row is talking about, you know, this is what the tools you have. This is and we're climbing the pyramid here. And this is the obstacles you're going to come up against, bringing this judgment in, having the courage to do so. So this is definitely time for this pentacle to be returned to the Queen of Pentacles. That's because this is the underlying energy. And it's up to the King of Swords to cut through the bullshit and cut through the paperwork and that. So this could represent like probate lawyers. It could represent an inheritance, wills, judgments about that kind of energy. And this Ace of Pentacles is talking about staying on the path, and that's what Temperance is. So this justice is coming in because the Fool, on their journey, their heart got broken, but they stayed on their path anyway. And that's why justice is coming in. The truth will come out eventually. And yeah, so let's see what this energy. So this Queen of Wands energy is Sagittarius, and like it's more like Sagittarius, fire energy. It's a fire sign anyway, kind of energy. Could be Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, that kind of energy. And so this is a reward coming from the universe and from the divine for staying on your path, following your North Star, no matter what. Like even when heartbreaking things came in and you got stabbed in the back 10 times, you know, you stayed, you stood your ground and stayed on your path. So this doesn't necessarily have to be about marriage, because this could be about commitment, like of staying on your path. And then we have the Page of Pentacles coming in. So after this gift comes in, there's some communication coming in about this pentacle. And so the Page of Pentacles is delivering this information. And of course, the Page of Pentacles is a younger started working for the king and queen when they were about 7 or 14. And then that's kind of the age, the kind of talking about this energy. I feel like with him holding the pentacle, that this could be someone that's related in some way, like in the court, they were, royalty, and like they have a lot of their relatives living around them. And this energy is talking about someone that was probably raised with old money values, was maybe even possibly part of this legacy. So this is talking about, okay, we're talking still about this pentacle and this energy coming in, like where did it go? That's what the King of Swords, it's his job to make, find out where it went, make justice, judgment about it so that justice is served. And that is in between the heartbreak and this is all sitting on this energy here of the Sagittarius energy being patiently waiting. So this could be that the Queen of Pentacles could be the one that took this money. And this is about judgment being called on the Queen of Pentacles. Or it could be that this Queen of Wands, because this is Sagittarius energy, and this is Sagittarius energy, that it was the Queen of Wands that was stolen, that her pentacles were taken. That kind of energy. It just depends. So take it how it makes sense to you. We have we have the Knight of Cups coming in with an offer of love. See, this is an offer of passion, and this is an offer of love. So the Knight of Cups is more like, look at the difference in their horses, You see the difference in them? So this one's all stressed out. This one is like kind of rebellious and passionate, and this one is like a true offer of love. So this is saying this is someone that you would be in a commitment with, and that is sitting on this energy, that energy. So this Knight is coming in with an offer, and generally when it's a Knight, it might be a proposal, or it might be let's go on a date kind of energy. But you notice that this Knight is going in this direction, whereas the other Knights are going in this direction. So I feel this is about the past, and we're moving forward here. This is about having the courage to go after what you want. So this Knight is coming in to ask someone for some form of commitment, and it's sitting on the Queen of Wands. So, and this is where the truth also comes in. And the truth may be about the marriage, or where, that commitment. Maybe, there was some sort of threesome here. But whether it was the Queen of Pentacles, I'm getting it could be both. We're talking about more than one person's situation here. And this could also represent something that I have a picture in my mind of something else that's actually happening in the actual world news, a few scenarios like this. So a lot of times the readings are more, when they're collective like this, it'll talk about what we see on the news is happening, and then it trickles down, and like maybe the royalty and the people that are in the public eye, the politicians, and the actresses, the people that are out there that you always watch on the news. When something happens in their lives, it's broadcast all over. Whereas if it happens in an average person's life, people get divorced every day, people cheat on each other every day. You don't hear about it in the news unless it's like a public figure that's pretty well known, and it has a significant effect on the world kind of energy. So I feel like it's in both. So you may resonate with parts of this reading, and you may also be resonating with, oh yeah, I can think of a few situations in the world that's on the news right now where this is happening. So this energy is kind of clarifying that this would be a new commitment, because this is the energy, there's a reward coming in, and now this is about heart's desires. And so it's saying this cup of love is like someone that wants to have this commitment, and it doesn't necessarily have to be with anyone down here now. This could be just like a whole new commitment. Remember, the knights can be women in their masculine energy just as well as men in their masculine energy. And now the universe and God are handing this energy of a passion for new discovery, like wanting to have a cup of love, maybe with someone else, and have that commitment. And it's not about, now we're not talking about the old commitment, now we're talking about a new commitment. There we go. That's the energy. And then we have, okay, you see right on top of here, there's been a never-ending nightmare. And look at this. This is like 9 swords sitting right here on top of this backstabbing energy that stops it. This is where the cycle stops. This is 2025 energy, 9 energy. This is 2026 energy. So the truth is coming out, and there's going to be truth about this pentacle that went missing. And generally, this is a sincere offer when this comes in, especially after it's a gift from God. So this may have been a never-ending nightmare that just seemed like, oh, this is never going to be solved. Justice will never be served. That kind of energy, and waking up and just like, oh my God, I'm still in this nightmare, that kind of energy. And it also can represent someone who has been woken up by the Holy Spirit, like between 2 and 4 in the morning generally. And they get a aha, they had a dream or something, and it's showing them consistent steps of action to take to be able to have this justice and clean this energy up. And this is a gift from the divine. So I feel like this could be enlightened. It could be the end. This could be saying the nightmare is going to be over because we have this energy of being stabbed in the back. Now, this enlightenment is about consistent steps of action. And the interesting thing is that we are in a time right now where, like at the same time that the new moon and the solstice came up, the light at the end of the tunnel energy, we also moved from Sagittarius into Capricorn energy. And Capricorn energy is about taking consistent steps of action. And it's the most mature of all the pentacles, of earthly matters, and having that energy to get to the goal. So there must have been this could represent having some sort of enlightenment about how to get this justice. And this, like you see that, it's coming in as a gift. This justice is coming in as a divine gift. Look, there's 3 aces here talking about it's going to be new. There's truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, which is what you say when you swear on a Bible in a court of law. We've got, okay, you stayed on your journey, regardless of all this heartbreak. You stayed on your path. You patiently waited. And now you're going to be rewarded for staying on your North Star. And the reward is there's a cup of love coming in for you and a whole new passion that you deserve. The nightmare is going to be over. The universe, this is a blanket with cosmic symbols on it. The universe has you covered. There you go. I feel like that's kind of what the way that's going. And look at then the Hierophant comes in to clarify. See that blessing in disguise, blessing in disguise. So this is a blessing that the Hierophant is bringing in, and this represents the judge. And this represents someone who's judging both the spiritual realm and the physical. This is traditional structure. So this is saying what I said. The truth is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This energy is coming from the spiritual realm. It's going to happen. This is cause and effect. This is like, okay, karma is going to play out now. Whatever this energy has been, and it seems to be involving ancestors as well, that it is now justice is going to be served because you've stayed on your path. And that also indicates that this is a blessing. This was really hard, but it was a blessing in disguise, because now the Hierophant is able, because this energy happened, and because you had the courage to stay on your path, you're being rewarded now with your heart's desires. Oh, and the competition was fierce. See? This energy is on, like this end here now is talking about, okay, this heartbreak, there was competition. So this is immature competition. This is about people taking actions that weren't well thought out, basically. That's my Mean Girls card. It's like, think about narcissistic cheerleaders that will win at all costs. And, if they don't succeed, their mothers will make sure they do win. That kind of energy. And so this is talking about, conflict. There's conflict over all this money. Interesting. And then we have the souls. Like we have this energy coming in of come here, heart's desires, and then this is the energy of soulmates coming in together. Now, whether that was a soulmate that did this, because your soulmates don't necessarily have to be about romantic love. They can be friends, family, like people that you had a close partnership with on some level. But I feel because we have this fulfillment and we have this energy of the night offering love and the new passion and this nightmare being over and blessings. And this can also represent someone who is able to officially marry. So there might have been a lot of competition here over someone, but that's your soulmate, and now you're toasting each other. So this is energy of this coming in and this passion for new discovery. So the competition part, I feel, is part of this energy here. And then we have, the Empress. All right. So you notice how this card and this card are very similar in their dress. So the Empress is all four queens rolled into one. So this could be talking about one queen's journey, like the Empress. And this could be talking about her journey to become the Empress. Because when you go through all this hardship and you have conviction beyond a doubt and you stay on your path, then you start embodying all the qualities of all the queens. Like you're able to make something out of nothing. You are very much someone that can be very resourceful if you have to. So if you lost a bunch of money, you just continued because you were on your path. This could be someone that follows God and, works hard, like has passion to move forward. And, and then we have also, was there another queen there? No, it was just the two queens. So this is talking, I feel, because the Empress is all four queens rolled into one person. So when you're on your path and you have to, really pull yourself up, it's saying that this situation here, look how closely she is dressed to this. This made her, if she was a queen of pentacles, like she was good with money and she was passionate and marriage, like someone that was really sexy that you would want to marry, that kind of energy. And creative and all of that. And she also was really good with money and everything. This would be someone that would be worthy of marrying. But now she's even more desirable because she has embodied all these qualities because of everything she's been in. And like the wheat here represents someone that plants seeds and then lets nature take care of it, kind of thing. Because they're on their path. So she's not actively going out there forcing things. She allows nature to empower her. And she's considered to be pregnant. Now, whether that's pregnant with possibilities or it's actually pregnant, that kind of energy there. Okay, and so this energy is talking about having like the energy of being in a closed mind, kind of not being able to see what was really going on, what happened here with all these swords. It's sitting on this energy. And now I feel like this is saying there was enlightenment. Now she went inward. The Empress went inward and she understands what happened here. Was it this or that? She understands, like this sometimes represents, I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to hear about that. I'm going to go inward. I'm going to trust my own intuition about this. And I'm going to move forward with that. And so it's talking about using your intuition. There's a saying, because you have eyes, you cannot see. And people will say, well, when I see it, I'll believe it. But you never actually see the full spectrum of light. And this, physicists talk about all that dark energy, that it's empty. But is it empty or is it full of energy? And we have the new moon here again, also moving into, like it's sitting on this energy of the solstice, the new moon back on December 19th, 20th, when I feel like some of this energy may have come out. And then we have, okay, the mental prison on top of here of not knowing what to do or whatever, because she didn't know what was going on. She, he, depending on, it's a feminine, it could be a male in their feminine energy. They couldn't see what was going on, and they didn't know which way to go. But now this energy, maybe there's this King of Swords that's coming in to be the Hierophant, or the Hierophant that's come in is now actually the soulmate. And because of that, the two of them together have figured out what happened. And now we know what to do. Now we know what those 9 swords are, that consistent step of action that needs to be taken. Okay, and then we have the 10 of Wands, and this represents bringing in your harvest and it being really heavy with fruit, because these are seeds that were planted, actions that were taken, and I'm bringing them home. So this could be about recovering what was lost to the competition and bringing it home. This can also represent putting burdens down that don't belong to you anymore. So I feel like this is clearly saying 2026 is going to be very different from 2025, because look at this energy. I feel like when the offer of love and the passion came in, and these two put their minds together, that this has now, the Empress had figured it out. Okay, I'm not in a mental prison. I know exactly what happened here. And this is about being able to put burdens that don't belong to you anymore, put them down and carry, your harvest home. And you're so close. So this is saying don't give up. It might feel, and especially with on January 3rd, the full moon is in Cancer, and that is like really emotional, because Cancer energy is kind of at the stage of life of someone that is like adolescent girl energy, like here. So this could just talk about immaturity, and this energy can be very, very, emotional and up and down and dramatic. And it's about putting all of that energy down. And the Cancer, the full moon is in Cancer on January 3rd. And we're in Capricorn energy. And Cancer and Capricorn are right across from each other. So they're kind of in opposition with each other. Cancer wants to stay home and cry and, have comfort food. And the Capricorn energy wants to, like, hey, let's get going here. Let's figure out how we're going to get this money back, kind of energy, Let's, whatever it takes, let's go do it right now. And it's like, no, I want to stay home and cry. That kind of energy. And that's the full moon. That's the kind of energy that's going to come up, because, and in Capricorn, we have the Sun, which represents God, and the Leo energy, impulsiveness. And we have Venus energy, which is the Taurus energy, and it's all about Pentacles, and a toddler throwing a temper tantrum because they can't get what they want. And then we have like the Aries energy, which is like the Ram, like, real stubborn energy, and, like head first and like headstrong kind of energy. So there's a lot of aggressive energy on that January 3rd, and a lot of weepy energy. It's going to be like, I can already feel it already. It's going to be emotional. But another big part that I'm picking up, and I've been picking up a lot, is a lot of people think that they are a human being that has a soul, but you're actually a soul that's traveling in a human body. And that's the vehicle that you use to navigate, to learn on life, right? To learn about life. And so your soul has to also be satisfied. You can't just satisfy your material and your physical needs. You need to be able to satisfy your soul, because eventually your soul will start, that energy will come out. I feel like that. Oh, and then look at this. It ends with the 10 of Cups. And this is talking about total fulfillment. You have the love of your life now. You've put all your burdens down. You don't worry about shift anymore, because look, you can only get 10 cups. This is ultimate fulfillment. Like this is like whether or not you can ever actually have ultimate fulfillment, but for you, you know, and it's talking about like having the perfect couple together, your perfect partner, having two beautiful kids there, you know, the American dream, the big lawn with the big fancy house, having all your material needs met, and loving the, you know, loving it, like actually in loving your career, loving your where you live, all of that energy. So really, well, we have three aces here. Three aces in one reading is pretty amazing. That's not uncommon for a new year, but still. So if we go from the bottom here to the top and back down, this is the past. There was a major heartbreak, and a heartbreaking decision had to be made because of it. There could have been a rebel with rebel with a cause energy that this is about, or happened, you know, some sort of energy came in around that. I do feel like this is more about communication of what happened. And this is the judgment came in. It was about the competition. Then you were promised the soulmate, and the two of you figured it out, were able to put the burdens down and live happily ever after without being duty bound to this energy. And this is two minds thinking alike together and being able to, like this passion for new discovery, putting two and two together, basically, so that you could have this cup of love. And this, like, so this then on the way back down can represent, this is going to happen very quickly. Whatever, like this one sword now, it's not two, it's two minds together, and now the one, it's like these two are representing this energy. Really cool. Like one cup together, the two cups become one, and the two minds become one. And now this justice is coming in very quickly, and it's going to happen without a doubt. Like there's conviction, no doubt about it whatsoever. So the pentacles will be replaced, you know, and more. Like there's going to be even more coming in. Really cool energy. If you're enjoying this reading, please do like and comment. It really empowers me to build my channel. I'm going to clarify this now with my oracle cards, Tales from the Vector. And I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. I have a gallery there. And on these cards is the numbers of the paintings that are in the gallery. And I will put in the description box below the numbers that come up here. I began this oracle in 2007. I'm just shuffling here to tune into this energy here so we can get a clear while I talk here. So if I'm not sounding like I'm still kind of trying to tune these energies in. I want to have a little more clarification here. But this is something I began in 2007, and it's from the courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I'm an artist, so I was doing all these big paintings of dragons, and I started in 2007 and completed all 64 by 2020, and now I'm getting ready to bring the deck out, but I want to get the information correct here. So that's what I'm working with you guys with. So I want to thank you for your time and energy. Okay, so this is the card that wants to come out. So intentions were good, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's basically the energy. So let's see what that's about. We have the energy of Aquarius energy coming in. So yeah, this is talking about experimentation. So someone just wanted to experiment with someone else kind of energy is what's coming up. And then the observation after is probably, maybe that wasn't such a great idea. It caused a tower. And it looks like in my deck, in the Oracle deck, the Tower card is actually the divorce card also. So this is, the worst divorce is actually from Source. It doesn't necessarily mean a divorce, but here I think, especially this King of Swords energy can represent someone, this could be a divorce lawyer, or it could be someone, generally they are, they're most likely to be divorced if out of all the kings, or separated, that kind of energy. So yeah, whatever happened here did cause a divorce, and so there was some division of the money here is what's coming up, and worldly and otherworldly desires. So this is someone that gave themselves total permission to follow their authentic desires, but maybe they weren't that authentic. Or it's also talking about this earth angel being able to stay on path, you know, that kind of energy, and stay in the but like when it says anticlimax, it's kind of like, I feel like someone just, and this happens in marriage. It's not like, I think it's a 50-50 proposition now. So this is energy about wanting to try something new. So maybe, you know, whatever was happening with the marriage wasn't working out so well. And that's the energy. Then we have the Temperance, again saying this here. So this is about devotion to the path. That's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay, so there we have it. And this is sitting on this fulfillment. So this is talking about when this happened, it caused a divorce, and it was, you know, it was about following desires that were anticlimactic in the end. The dissension coming in. This is like with friends like this, who needs enemies, swimming with sharks. So it could have been with someone that you knew. If you were had someone cheating on you, it could have been with someone that you thought was a friend, and that's why that's coming up. Or it could be that all of this money here, energy here, is you're swimming with sharks, with a bunch of lawyers and judges and all this energy that has to be, you know, like, you know, it all costs money when you're getting divorced, right? So it's kind of like having to hire experts and all that kind of energy. And and dissension is kind of like when you divide and conquer kind of energy. And that's not uncommon in divorce situations. And usually it is, I feel like the King of Swords here is either representing the energy of the divorce. And remember, this can be a woman in her masculine energy, as well as a man in his masculine energy. But this is talking about, this could be the lawyer, because that's kind of profession, or it could be talking about the actual divorce. And then we have Pisces. So the Pisces energy is about, you know, two fish tied at the tail swimming, and one wanting to go one way and one wanting to go the other way. And so this is talking about authority coming in. And that's the energy of, you know, this energy right in here, this judgment and all of that kind of energy. This is kind of like the old boys club, you know, people that are in authority, like that have been in authority for quite some time. Like, you know, we talk like about this energy is kind of like the Senate, that kind of energy, people who have been in politics and making laws for a very long time. I don't know, I think in the States and in Canada, I'm not sure exactly, I'm not that up on it, but I feel like a lot of the senators and that have been like in that position for a very long time. And then the mother's worry, and that's just, I feel like that's representing the authority, you know, like having to go to court and all of this over all of this energy. And then and having to go pay for, you know, like when you having to pay lawyers to go to court and all that kind of stuff, and then having to do all the paperwork and having to pay you know, financial advisors and accountants to go through all the books and all that kind of energy. So I feel like that's what it's about. Plus there could be children involved, and there could be some mothers worried because of that, or it could be the ancestors worried because this money was taken and it was meant to be for their family, that it was a legacy that they worked very hard for, and now it feels like it's gone missing somehow. And then we have the energy of surrendering. So surrender is actually leaving it to God, basically, because, and the universe, which is perfect order. So when people talk about karma, quite often they think, oh, it's punishment, but it's actually more cause and effect. And eventually our actions catch up with us, and we end up, you know, justice being served. And there we have it, right on this card here. This is talking about the truth coming out, someone speaking the truth, and it's going to happen in 26. Or begin happening, the harmony is coming in. And then we have, so if you haven't been able to talk about it, or no one would believe you or whatever, that energy is leaving, and now we have the truth coming out. And we have someone, and this is going right on the competition, had foolish expectations. So when the fool goes on their journey, if they are being foolish. It's like they have expectations of things, how they're going to turn out. And if that energy, it causes limitations for sure. And, it's kind of foolish energy. Well, not kind of, it is foolish. Doesn't usually work out very good. Then we have an energetic upgrade here. This is about on the Empress, right? So the good news is if you're going through a lot of shift, that eventually, like if you learn from it instead of just repeating it, right? That you're going to end up being like the magician. You'll have all the tools and you'll be able to bring heaven to earth in your life. And possibly, like if you're someone that actually has authority in the world, you'll be bringing that down to earth for everybody that is sort of underneath you. And a lot of times people say, well, what can one person do or whatever? Think about it. Even if you are the one person that takes responsibility for your own shift, and like we can all do that. Like I'm not talking about taking a side in this or whatever, but if everybody decides, okay, I'm going to take responsibility for my own shift, just think like that. Yeah, at the very least, it's one less person causing a bunch of issues, right? And those issues can be passed down for generations. And so that's kind of the energy here. And we have, we can all be responsible for our own actions and not deny, what I don't know won't hurt me. Yeah, it probably could. You'll miss opportunities for sure. And also having that attitude of just not wanting to know. Sometimes it's just too painful. And we're like, oh, I just can't, I can't believe that this person would do this to me. That kind of energy. And so it's something that you're just not ready to face. And then you have to have the courage, and that's like in here, you have to have the courage to be able to face it and get to the truth. And so that's why sometimes energetically we actually are resisting the truth, even though it would benefit us to know the truth. And then we have it, the moon, that energy coming in. I'm actually started doing readings today also for the full moon in Cancer, just because it's been coming up time after time in every reading. And so, that's that energy I'm talking about, where it's going to be a very volatile full moon. There's going to be a lot of emotion. And so just be really, aware that, it might just be a good time to chill out, not to get aggressive and not to, be pushing things, just kind of let it happen and you don't want to be in a really emotional state when you have to make serious decisions here. And then we have the Empress, yeah. So that's right on, having the burdens put down and the soulmate coming in, yeah. That's justice. Like that's how the universe has justice, order. The universe likes order. And yeah, and when this is disruption. So what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. That's for sure. So this can be, this is like tactics, like it's life. We see this almost every day somewhere. But if we're a public figure, then of course it's going to be more public. That's kind of energy coming up. But we all have the potential to use tactics or not use them. And, what this is saying is what is fun for some is not fun for everyone. And yeah, that's that third party energy. So the good news is that there's going to be justice served and it's all going to work out in the end. And the bad news is that it's probably been really dramatic and challenging. But in 26, it's going to come to some resolution. 3 aces is a lot of energy coming in from God and from the universe. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please do like and comment if you had. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. And I will be back with another timely reading for you tomorrow. If you're watching this and it's in the future, remember, go back and take a look around the January 3rd, 2026, and it will tell you a little bit more, maybe give you a little bit more clarity about what was happening back then in your life and what's happening now. All right, everybody, bye for now. Come on, little Stella, I gotta wake you up. You silly girl. Okay, there we go. There we go. Were you sleeping?